Tonight, Archangel Michael says, a stranger with blue eyes has crossed your path for a reason. Don't sleep until you see this. Tonight is not like any ordinary night. The veil between realms has thinned, and Archangel Michael is speaking with divine urgency. His message isn't vague, symbolic, or wrapped in parables. It's exact and aimed at you. A stranger with blue eyes has crossed your path for a reason, he says, his voice thundering across the spirit realm. This isn't coincidence, it's convergence. This person, whether you noticed or not, wasn't random. Their energy triggered a shift around you, and what follows may change the course of your life. You are standing at the edge of something enormous, and the next hours matter more than you realize. The stranger may have seemed harmless, a passenger on the bus, someone brushing by you in a store, a quick glance across a waiting room. But those blue eyes weren't just watching, they were carrying a spiritual frequency, coded with revelation, warning, and alignment. Archangel Michael reveals that this encounter is a signal from the heavens, a divine alert meant to shake your inner awareness. This moment is urgent, not just because of what's coming, but because of what's already been activated inside you. This stranger's energy cracked something open, and you must know what it was. You may feel restless tonight, a pull in your chest, a pressure in your mind, or flashes of thoughts that don't seem like your own. That's not paranoia. It's your spirit picking up on what your conscious mind keeps ignoring. You've been spiritually marked, not for danger, but for awakening. But if you miss this message, the next phase may be delayed or lost. Archangel Michael is not asking. He is instructing. Don't sleep until you understand what this means. What you're about to see in this message will reveal the deeper truth behind that encounter. From this point forward, everything you thought was random will start to make sense. There are forces gathering in your favor, but they need your permission to fully unlock. That blue-eyed stranger was sent as a spark, and this message is the flame. Your name hath been whispered in high places, and someone on the other side of the veil is fighting to keep your light from dimming. His script, this divine communication, isn't just a warning. It's a door. Step through it with your eyes open. In the next parts of this divine unfolding, you will learn exactly why this person was sent across your path, what hidden energies were exchanged in that moment, and what Archangel Michael is commanding you to do next. The pieces will connect. The guidance will be revealed. And your future, your divine alignment, will begin activating in real time. Stay present. Stay alert. The next part begins now. It happened fast, didn't it? A glimpse. A passing glance. And yet, something about those blue eyes froze you. Maybe for a second. Maybe for longer. You felt it in your chest. A strange pause in the flow of your thoughts. It may have seemed unimportant, like just another moment among millions, but Archangel Michael wants you to understand. This wasn't a person passing through your life. It was a spiritual code being delivered. That individual's eyes carried something, an ancient light, an unseen message, something only your soul could translate. And now that it's happened, you cannot ignore what's stirring inside you. The blue in their eyes wasn't just color, it was vibration, a frequency of change. In ancient angelic records, blue has always symbolized heart portals, emotional truth, and vibrational alignment. Its stranger's gaze entered your field like a key in a lock, clicking open a sealed chamber that had been waiting, sometimes for generations, to be activated. You might have dismissed it. You might have felt silly for thinking there was anything special about it. But now your heart knows the truth, and heaven has confirmed it. Type I am rising to get the blessing 6124. Since that encounter, have your dreams shifted? Have your thoughts spiraled deeper than usual? Maybe you've felt old emotions resurface out of nowhere. That's no accident. The blue-eyed stranger was a carrier, delivering the spark, but not the fire. The fire is what starts now. Archangel Michael says you must reflect. What were you thinking before the encounter? What were you worrying about? What desire had been living quietly inside your soul, afraid to speak? Because that stranger's arrival was an answer. Not the full one, but a signal that your question was heard. There are energies in motion around you now. Some are divine, and others are watching, seeking to intercept this rising. Archangel Michael reveals that the moment those blue eyes met yours, certain spirits became aware that your light was waking up. That's why confusion, delay, or heaviness may have increased. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're on the verge. The resistance you've been feeling lately isn't punishment. It's a confirmation. The blessing that's tied to this divine moment will challenge everything in your life that is false or misaligned. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 7841. Heaven is now aligning three truths around you: spiritual recall, emotional clarity, and personal power. The first truth is this: your soul already knows what was exchanged in that moment. You don't need to understand it logically. You need to honor the vibration. The second truth: your emotions are clues. They are guides, not disruptions. If sadness, longing, or intense memories have surfaced, it's not weakness. It's release. The third truth: your power is not returning. It never left. It was just buried beneath survival mode. The stranger's presence was your trigger, and now the restoration begins. Let's go deeper into the meaning of the blue gaze. In angelic symbology, blue also stands for Raphael's energy, healing, purification, and heart awakening. This means your encounter may have signaled the release of heart wounds, especially from past relationships or family lines. If you've been stuck in patterns of attracting the wrong people or doubting your intuition, tonight is when it starts to change. That stranger may not return again, but the frequency they carried is now within your aura, and what you do next determines how the energy transforms. The final and most urgent truth for now: heaven is tracking your movements closely. To judge but to guide. Archangel Michael says there is a 3-day window of spiritual sensitivity where what you say, feel, and do will ripple outer into the unseen. You must not retreat into old habits. You must not doubt this calling. Your spiritual GPS has been updated, and you are walking through an intersection of timelines. Trust the signs. Pay attention to repeated numbers, names that echo, and flashes of people in your mind. These are clues from angels, not imagination. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 9983. Archangel Michael now reveals something sacred. When that stranger with blue eyes looked at you, they didn't just see you. They recognized you. Recognized your frequency, your soul blueprint, your hidden potential that even you haven't fully embraced. In that fleeting moment, a light was triggered within you that hadn't flickered in years. This light is not metaphorical. It is a spiritual power, encoded within you from the day you were born, waiting for a moment like this to wake up. You are being summoned to rise. Not later, not someday, but tonight. This person may not know consciously what they did, but in the spirit realm, they were assigned to you as a mirror. When their eyes touched yours, the mirror cracked open. You were shown, at a soul level, the truth of your calling and the evidence of your sleeping gifts. These gifts were not gone. They were buried, sealed under layers of fear, rejection, and generational wounds. But now, they are shaking loose. You might feel overwhelmed by waves of emotion or unexpected urges to create, speak, move, or even cry, and that's the beginning of divine return. Type "I'm rising" to get the blessing 8452. The spiritual gift that's most active right now is discernment. That means your ability to feel what's true, even when it's invisible, is sharpening. You'll notice you suddenly trust your gut more than usual. You can't explain it, but something inside you knows what's right or wrong in the room, in a person, in a decision. This is not madness. It's alignment. The blue-eyed encounter was a spiritual ignition to awaken the radar inside you that has been dulled by doubt and fear. You've had this gift for years, but it was muted. Now, it's rising to the surface. Your second gift is prophetic sensing. That means your body may start reacting to unseen forces. Euthopes when someone speaks. A sense of heaviness when a place isn't right. Dreams that feel more vivid, were like warnings. These are not just experiences. They are data. You're being shown what your ancestors once carried, spiritual intelligence passed down to you by bloodline and divine design. Archangel Michael says this gift has been activated now because you are finally ready to carry it with wisdom, not fear. Your perception is a weapon of light. Type "I am chosen" to get the blessing 9770. A third gift that may already be stirring is your ability to speak and break spiritual chains. You may not be a preacher, but your voice is carrying power. When you speak from your heart, even in casual conversation, people feel it. They may cry. They may confess. They may feel healed without knowing why. That is your soul frequency transmitting. You were never meant to stay silent. This is why Archangel Michael insists you must not delay. If you ignore this moment, the window may close for now, and the people assigned to your voice may miss their liberation. You were chosen because you carry both fire and tenderness, divine balance. Not everyone is called to such a walk. Many are seen, but not all are sent. You were sent. You were marked. And now you are being activated. Don't let self-doubt disguise itself as humility. Don't say "I'm not ready." If heaven sent the stranger, and heaven sent this message, then heaven already decided that you are. You are ready not because you feel strong, but because you're willing to rise when called, even through the shaking. Archangel Michael says this next 48 hours will be intense. You may receive strange messages, remember people from your past, or have sudden creative urges that feel out of nowhere. These are clues. The veil is thin around you. Your angels are near. You may feel like something is watching or hovering. That's not fear, it's presence. It's time to pay attention. Journal what comes. Speak aloud your truth. Cleanse your space. Whatever you do, don't stay passive. Your spiritual energy is in motion, and what happens next will depend on your engagement. If this word has spoken to your heart and sparked a new boldness within you, we invite you to sow a super thanks of $20. Your support helps us continue to share prophetic wisdom, encouragement, and strength with those walking the road from pain to promise. You can also stand with us by donating through PayPal. Just click the support here link in the video description. Every gift, big or small, makes a real difference and helps us reach more people with messages of hope and direction. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of divine encouragement, spirit-led insight, and timely truth crafted to move you forward in your journey. Type "I am anointed" to get the blessing 7531. There is something you must understand right now. your encounter with the blue-eyed stranger was not just witnessed by heaven, it was also noticed by the enemy. Yes, the moment their eyes connected with yours, a ripple was sent across both divine and demonic realms. Light was triggered, but darkness took notice. Why? Because the enemy has always feared what would happen the moment your spirit reawakened. Archangel Michael says this meeting was foreseen by dark forces that had long hoped you remain spiritually numb. But the code has been activated, and now they are scrambling to interfere. This isn't meant to frighten you, but to empower you. Because spiritual warfare isn't just fought in churches or temples, it's fought in hotel rooms, quiet bedrooms, subways, even crowded city sidewalks. And when you locked eyes with that blue-eyed messenger, you unknowingly declared war on everything that's been trying to bind your purpose. Old agreements, invisible chains, generational fears, these began to fracture. It's why the days since the encounter may feel strange. Emotional flare-ups, mood swings, sudden exhaustion. It's not coincidence. It's backlash. It's proof that something in the unseen knows you are changing. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8620. This is how the enemy works. Confusion, distraction, discouragement. Right after a divine awakening, dark energies often rush in to distort what was revealed. Maybe you suddenly started doubting what you saw or felt. Maybe you've questioned whether it meant anything at all. That is not your mind, it's spiritual noise. Archangel Michael says these distortions are not your own thoughts. They're projections. They were sent to make you silence yourself before you claim your voice. They want to dim you before your flame spreads. Don't fall rid. Stay grounded. Your awakening is real. You might even be tested through people around you. Friends doubting your intuition, family challenging your decisions, strange interactions that shake your confidence. That's because the enemy often uses familiar voices to deliver unfamiliar fear. It's less about the person and more about the timing. Anything or anyone that triggers self-sabotage right now may be under spiritual influence. This is your time to walk in sacred discernment. Ask, is this pulling me toward my light or dragging me back to my fear? You'll know. Trust the signal, not the sound. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 9211. There's one more tactic that will likely appear. Delay disguised as logic. You may hear an inner voice saying, you can respond to this later. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. It's not that urgent. That's the most dangerous lie of all. Archangel Michael says the delay spirit is not innocent. It's a tool of the enemy to lull awakened souls back into passivity. And right now, you are at a spiritual window. One that doesn't stay open forever. If you wait too long, the fire dims. The activation goes dormant again. Not gone, but harder to revive. Remember, the blue-eyed stranger was a spiritual signal, not an ending, but a beginning. And beginnings are where attacks hit hardest. That's why Archangel Michael is near you now, not just as a watcher, but as a protector. His sword is drawn. His presence is surrounding your atmosphere. He will guard you, but you must engage. Do not return to old routines. Do not talk yourself out of your own knowing. If anything in your life feels lifeless, misaligned, or suddenly draining, it may be connected to the enemy's attempt to stop this momentum. Stay sharp. Fast if you need to. Speak aloud if confusion rises. Rebuke negativity, even if it sounds like your own voice. This is not just a battle over one encounter. It's a war over your identity. And heaven has decided it's time you claim the truth. You are not broken, lost, or forgotten. You are rising, and what rises in you now will not fall again. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 7084. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. This did not happen by chance. This did not happen too soon. This did not happen too late. It happened now, because now is the appointed time. Your life has reached a precise intersection where divine intention meets spiritual readiness. That blue-eyed stranger crossed your path not as a symbol of what might come someday, but as a catalyst for what has already begun. You are standing at the gate of divine transition. You may not feel ready, but heaven is not waiting on your feelings. It's moving according to your soul's calendar. There's a truth you may not yet fully grasp. Before your birth, certain encounters were scheduled into your timeline. These are not ordinary moments. They are alignment points. And this is one of the most sacred. You've likely felt a shift for weeks. Restlessness, emotional highs and lows, strange signs, even synchronicities that made no sense. It's because your spirit was approaching the edge of this moment. The stranger was the signal, but you were the one being prepared. Not to observe, but to awaken and act. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8642. You must understand the power of kairos, the Greek word for divine timing. Like Chronos clock time, kairos is sacred. It is heaven's timing. And when kairos unfolds, everything speeds up. Opportunities align. Messages become clear. You perceive jobs. But kairos also requires decision. You cannot wait. You cannot hesitate. That moment in the presence of the blue-eyed soul was not a whisper. It was a divine horn being sounded. Archangel Michael warns, if you try to treat this like just another spiritual feeling, you will miss the open door. Your life up until now has had multiple chapters: struggle, seeking, silence, breakthrough, backslide, confusion, glimpses of light. But this chapter is different. This is the activation phase. The blue-eyed stranger appeared right on schedule to launch you into the next divine window. If you've been asking God or the universe, when will I know it's time to rise? When will I know it's time to shift? This is your answer. This was your sign. That moment wasn't the beginning of your change. It was the confirmation that the change has already been in motion. Type I'm chosen to get the blessing 9175. What if I told you that just before you encountered that stranger, a spiritual record was updated with your name? Archangel Michael reveals this truth now. Heaven inscribed a new instruction concerning you. This is not symbolic. It's literal. In the archives of light, a new command was given. Initiate the awakening. Send the messenger. Prepare the vessel. That's why you may feel a divine pressure, a quickening, a sudden sense that your time has arrived. That's not anxiety. That's alignment. Your soul is catching up with its purpose. You may still feel torn. After all, what if you're not ready? What if you still feel broken or unsure? That's exactly why heaven chose this time. Divine timing rarely arrives when we feel ready. It arrives when our soul is ripe. When the outer layers have cracked enough to let the inner light through. The blue-eyed stranger was the crack. This message is the light pouring in. And you are the soil where the seed is awakening. You are not behind. You are not late. You are on time. This is your divine clock striking midnight. Don't miss it. For the next 7 days, time will feel accelerated. Things will happen faster. You'll meet people unexpectedly. You'll receive news you didn't expect. That's the effect of kairos. It shakes the natural order to make room for the divine order. Keep a journal. Pray aloud. Take action when your heart says move. This is your moment. The veil has thinned. Heaven is watching, and Archangel Michael is walking beside you. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 6790. Archangel Michael now whispers, there are things your mind has forgotten, but your spirit still holds them. That moment with the blue-eyed stranger was more than activation. It was remembrance. You were at meeting, and for the first time, your soul already knew theirs. In another realm, another life, another chapter written in the ether before this body was born, your paths crossed. That flash of familiarity, the unspoken recognition, the sudden warmth or even chill you felt in their presence, it was your spirit echoing across time. The divine does not forget divine connections. Your journey didn't begin the day you were born. It began long before that, through other lifetimes and ancestral lines. You carried not only your own spiritual assignments, but also those that were passed to you from your bloodline, dreams your ancestors couldn't complete, healing they couldn't finish, gifts they feared to use. The blue-eyed encounter triggered this memory deep within your soul. That person was sent as a living key to unlock both your divine inheritance and the buried memory of why you came here in this lifetime. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7357. This is why your emotions may be swirling lately. Perhaps you've cried without knowing why, felt longing for people or places you've never known. That is the sound of your past life memory awakening. Archangel Michael says this blue-eyed soul is part of a soul group that's been tethered to you across dimensions. In one life, they may have been your teacher. In another, your sibling. In another, a fellow warrior in the battle between light and dark. Now they return, not to stay, but to remind you of your mission in this realm. Their presence stirred your soul's archive. The legacy that lives in your bloodline is powerful, but it has also been under attack. Wounds have echoed from generation to generation. Poverty, betrayal, abandonment, fear of success, silence, illness. You may have thought these were just life patterns, but they are deeper than that. They are spiritual cycles, and Archangel Michael says you are the one assigned to break them. You've been chosen to do what others could not. Heal the timeline, reverse the curse, release the locked potential of your family's forgotten light. The stranger's gaze carried the energy of that assignment. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 8881. You must be careful now. As your memory returns, the enemy will try to distort it. Nightmares, sudden fatigue, mental fog, these may come. But they are not warnings of danger. They are symptoms of spiritual detox. You are shedding layers that no longer serve your mission. You are being recalibrated. If you feel like hiding, don't. If you feel overwhelmed, breathe, but don't retreat. This is the sign that the old version of you is making room for the divine one. You are not losing control. You are gaining remembrance. Honor your ancestors. Speak their names if you know them. Light a candle and pray for those who came before you. Not all of them walked in the light, but many carried love they didn't know how to express. Forgiveness is part of your legacy, and your rise will set them free. Archangel Michael says that as you heal, a ripple will echo backward through time, touching those souls who never got the chance to complete their work. You are the redemption of your line, and the blue-eyed soul was sent to remind you that it's time. Your gifts have roots. Your instincts have memory. What you're feeling isn't new. It's returning. You walked as a healer before, a truth bearer, a bridge between dimensions. In this life, You may not wear the same garments or hold the same name, but the fire is the same. And now that fire has been reignited, this is your soul's remembering. You are not a beginner. You are a reawakening master in a temporary body. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 6439. There's a deep ache some of you may be feeling, the ache of sudden distance. The blue-eyed stranger didn't linger. They didn't ask for your number. They didn't pause to build a bridge. One moment they were there, and the next they were gone. And now, your spirit can't stop wondering why. Archangel Michael speaks into that silence tonight. Some divine encounters are not meant to stay. They are meant to awaken. Their purpose was never to walk with you forever. It was to awaken the part of you that forgot it could walk alone, fully aware and powerful. This may confuse the heart. After all, something shifted when they looked at you. Something opened. And yet, they vanished like a dream before you could grasp it. But this is what Archangel Michael calls a divine exit. These souls don't appear to start a relationship or build earthly ties. They appear to complete a spiritual instruction. Their job was to deliver an invisible package to your spirit. They may never know what they did, but heaven does. And now, so do you. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7101. Think of this like lightning touching the earth. It's sudden. It's intense. And though it doesn't last long, it leaves something behind. Electrical charge, a new imprint in the soil. That's what happened when your energy touched theirs. A spiritual bolt surged through your aura and activated dormant centers in your body. Your intuition sharpened. Your memory stirred. Your faith began to burn again. You weren't supposed to hold on to them. You were supposed to hold on to what they awakened inside you. That's the mystery of divine interruptions. They come fast but leave eternal residue. Many souls carry the burden of confusion after moments like these. Why didn't I speak? Why didn't they stay? Was it even real? Yes, it was real. But if you try to turn a divine assignment into a human expectation, you will suffer. This was not a missed opportunity. It was a fulfilled prophecy. Archangel Michael confirms this. If they stayed, the energy would become distorted. Your absence is what makes the light remain pure. In short, you got exactly what you were meant to receive. Nothing more, nothing less. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 8002. You may notice this pattern in your past. Brief encounters that left a lifelong impression. Short conversations that felt like soul-altering revelations. That's not a coincidence. You are a soul of high receptivity. You don't need lengthy interactions to shift dimensions. You were designed to catch messages in the spirit. And now, as your awareness expands, you'll begin to sense these divine drop-offs before they even occur. Some strangers will pass you, and your body will know something sacred just happened. That's not illusion. That's the refined radar of a rising soul. Honor the stranger by honoring the gift they delivered. Don't obsess over their identity. Focus on what they left behind in you. Increased boldness, emotional clarity, a new awareness of your value. Whatever emerged, nurture it. Speak life over it. Let it grow. That moment wasn't the spark of romance. It was the spark of realignment. And once realignment begins, the next divine sequence unlocks. The stranger had to step out so your connection to heaven could step in without distraction. This is how heaven works. It doesn't always use long conversations or life partners to shift your destiny. Sometimes, it sends a look, a pause, a presence, and then it steps back to see what you'll do with the key you were handed. You've been handed a divine key. Don't search for the hand that passed it. Look toward the lock it was meant to open. The stranger's exit was your cue to go deeper, not to spiral into wondering. If this word has spoken to your heart and sparked a new boldness within you, we invite you to sow a super thanks of $20. Your support helps us continue to share prophetic wisdom, encouragement, and strength with those walking the road from pain to promise. You can also stand with us by donating through PayPal. Just click the support here link in the video description. Every gift, big or small, makes a real difference and helps us reach more people with messages of hope and direction. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of divine encouragement, spirit-led insight, and timely truth crafted to move you forward in your journey. Type "I'm anointed" to get the blessing 9495. The moment you encountered that blue-eyed stranger, something began to recalibrate, not only inside of you, but all around you. Archangel Michael says, your frequency rose, and when frequency rises, everything it touches must respond. You may be noticing strange shifts already, people behaving differently, conversations feeling out of sync, routines that suddenly feel uncomfortable, places you once loved and now draining your spirit. This is not confusion. This is confirmation. You are no longer aligned with your old frequency. The encounter changed your field, and now reality is reshaping to match your new spiritual altitude. When a soul rises, it sends a vibration that calls forth clarity and repels confusion. You might find that certain people have gone quiet. Some friends feel distant. You sense resistance, coldness, or even tension with no explanation. It's not that you've done something wrong. It's that your energy is no longer dim enough to blend in. And for some, your light feels like a mirror they are not ready to face. Archangel Michael says this must not make you shrink. It must make you honor the divine shift you stepped into. Type "I am rising" to get the blessing 7322. You'll also notice timing begin to warp. Some things will speed up, answers to prayers, intuitive insights, synchronicities lining up back to back. Others will slow down, plans that suddenly stall, people canceling on you, opportunities being delayed. This too is sacred. The fast track is for what aligns. The delay is divine protection. Do not panic. Do not chase. Archangel Michael assures you that the frequency you're now carrying can only partner with what holds truth, not illusion. Anything falling away is not rejection. It's redirection. You are being shielded from the fall so the real can find you. More importantly, you may start to feel different inside. Small talk becomes unbearable. Dishonest environments drain your soul. You crave silence, depth, and stillness. You hear messages in music. You feel energy in a room before anyone speaks. That's because your spirit is now tuned to a higher wavelength, and not everyone will understand it. You'll seem distant to some, intimidating to others. But Archangel Michael wants you to remember this. It's not your job to make others comfortable with your rise. It's your job to keep rising. Type "I am chosen" to get the blessing 9866. Even your physical body may react. Fatigue, tingles, dreams, throat clearing, appetite shifts. These are all signs that your body is trying to adjust to the new light you're embodying. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your heart chakra is opening. Don't fight it. Rest when needed. Hydrate. Speak kindly to yourself. Your body is sacred, and right now, it is trying to hold a voltage it wasn't used to carrying. The blue-eyed stranger didn't just shift your spirit. They altered your body's relationship to divine energy. Be gentle but stay faithful. This shift is irreversible. Once your frequency rises, going back will not feel right again. Old habits will lose flavor. Old environments will feel stale. Some of this may hurt, but that's the price of divine clarity. Not everything can follow you into the next chapter. You are not being punished. You are being purified. You are stepping into spiritual precision. And while it may feel lonely at first, what you're making space for will soon blow your mind. True alignment, divine relationships, purpose, clarity, miracles. Archangel Michael says you're in a spiritual upgrade zone. That means the next 3 weeks will be crucial. You must stay aware. Journal what you feel. Note what your body tells you. Be mindful of dreams, especially those involving water, flight, or strangers. These are downloads in symbolic form. And above all, guard your energy. Not everything deserves a response. Not every invitation is sacred. You are becoming light, pure, powerful, divine. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 6111. The blue-white encounter wasn't just a mysterious moment. It was a spiritual scroll being unsealed. Archangel Michael reveals this now. Before you incarnated into this life, your soul accepted an assignment, a task that would only activate when you reached a certain level of readiness. The stranger with blue eyes wasn't the assignment. They were the trigger. Their energy vibrated at a frequency encoded with your next phase. When your soul recognized that signal, your divine scroll began to open again. And now, the real work, the real destiny, starts to unfold. This assignment is not about fame, applause, or worldly achievement. It is about truth, healing, and alignment. It's about being a vessel, a transmitter of light, a bridge between realms. You may not hold a title. You may not stand on stages, but your life will now begin carrying a frequency that shifts rooms, frees hearts, and pierces illusions. Your words will become sharper, your prayers more potent, your presence more felt. Archangel Michael says, the veil is lifting. You are no longer who you were yesterday. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8220. The moment your assignment reactivated, heaven took note. A new spiritual seal was placed on you, not visible to the eye, but loud in the realm of spirit. Some may start treating you differently without knowing why. Animals may act calmer around you. Children may stare. Strangers may open their hearts to you within minutes. These are signs of your aura shifting. Your spirit is broadcasting its light and drawing those who need what you carry. You don't have to try. You don't have to force. Your frequency is doing the work. Your assignment will likely begin with disruption. Old paths will close. Comfortable places will feel constricting. Certain people will fall away. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Archangel Michael reminds you that divine assignments cannot be fulfilled from within outdated environments. What once worked will no longer suffice. The friendships you once clung to may start to feel energetically heavy. The job that once made sense may now feel misaligned. Let it shift. Let it move. You're being relocated, spiritually, emotionally, perhaps even physically. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 9004. But how do you recognize the exact nature of your assignment? It begins with what breaks your heart and lights your soul. What injustice grieves you? What truth burns in your belly? What conversation makes you come alive? These are clues. The blue-eyed stranger did not carry your assignment, but their presence shook it free. Like wind lifting dust from buried treasure, they exposed what had been hidden. Now it's your turn to excavate it. Speak what you held in silence. Create what you've dreamt about for years. Start the path you feared was too late to begin. Some may try to distract you now. The enemy often senses when a divine task has awakened and will send interference in the form of fake assignments, opportunities that look shiny but pull you off course. Be careful. Every open door isn't your door. Every voice isn't your teacher. Listen deeply. If it doesn't feel like truth, it probably isn't. You must protect your clarity now like it's sacred treasure. Because in it, Archangel Michael says the days ahead will bring invitations. But your assignment must lead your yes, not your emotions. You don't need a perfect plan. You need obedience to your inner knowing. Your assignment would make sense to others. It's not supposed to. It was given to you, not to them. And though the blue-eyed stranger may be gone, the flame they lit in you is eternal. Let that flame burn until it becomes fire. Let that fire spread until it becomes light for others. You are not just awakening, you are activating divine strategy. Heaven is watching. Earth is waiting. And your soul already remembers what to do. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 7773. Now that your spiritual assignment hath been reawakened, Archangel Michael brings urgent instruction. You are carrying something sacred. You must protect it. The moment you receive this spiritual activation through the blue-eyed stranger, your frequency began to rise. But with that elevation comes new responsibility. You are now a carrier of divine light, a living channel. That means everything around you will begin responding to the energy you hold. Some will be drawn to it. Others will try to drain it. You must walk carefully, not fearfully, but intentionally. The world around you won't fully understand what's happening within you. People may compliment your vibe or say they feel peace around you, without knowing why. That's your light in motion. But not everyone is equipped to handle that light with reverence. Some may unconsciously pull at your energy. Others may project their pain onto you, sensing that you're different but not knowing how to receive you. Archangel Michael warns, do not dim to make others comfortable. Instead, learn how to guard your frequency while still showing love. Type I am rising to get the blessing 6939. You must begin your day with spiritual preparation. Before you touch your phone, speak this aloud. I seal myself in divine light. I activate angelic covering. I walk today with clarity and protection. This daily command will tell your energy field what to do and who to allow in. It is your spiritual firewall. You don't need to isolate, but you do need to discern. Just as a warrior doesn't walk unarmored, you must walk energetically aware. Every environment you enter will feel different now. Some will nourish you. Others will try to siphon your light. You'll notice that crowded places may exhaust you. Random conversations may feel too shallow. Even certain foods may begin to feel off. That's not your imagination. That's your frequency refusing to tolerate what no longer matches your elevation. Archangel Michael says this isn't about fear, it's about resonance. You are no longer able to be unconscious in your choices. Everything is energy now. Every moment is a transaction. And your spirit will let you know when something is out of alignment. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 8440. Protecting your light doesn't mean hiding it. It means holding it with reverence. Learn to say no without guilt. Learn to walk away from drama without apology. You do not owe anyone your peace. You owe your soul the space it needs to expand. Your presence is enough. You don't need to over-explain, defend, or justify your spiritual journey. You are not obligated to convince anyone of your transformation. If they can't feel it, they're not assigned to it. Let your light speak louder than your words. Also understand this. When you carry divine frequency, you become a mirror. Some people will project love onto you. Others will project fear, jealousy, or unresolved wounds. This has nothing to do with your worth. It has everything to do with their readiness. Don't take it personally. Archangel Michael says, your job is not to be understood. Your job is to be aligned. The more you align, the more you attract those who see you clearly, and the more you repel what is false. Your dreams may become more vivid now. They may include messages, warnings, or even angelic visitations. Keep a dream journal. What comes at night may be instruction for the day. Trust your inner language. You are not crazy. You are not overthinking. You are finally hearing clearly. And the spiritual noise that once drowned your intuition is being silenced. But you must continue to engage with heaven daily, because this is not just a moment. It's a new way of being. If this word has spoken to your heart and sparked a new boldness within you, we invite you to sow a super thanks of $20. Your support helps us continue to share prophetic wisdom, encouragement, and strength with those walking the road from pain to promise. You can also stand with us by donating through PayPal. Just click the support here link in the video description. Every gift, big or small, makes a real difference and helps us reach more people with messages of hope and direction. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of divine encouragement, spirit-led insight, and timely truth crafted to move you forward in your journey. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 9090. As your frequency rises and your spiritual assignment activates, one of the most painful realities may begin to emerge. The people closest to you, family, longtime friends, even a partner, may no longer understand you. Archangel Michael speaks tenderly here. It is one thing to be rejected by the world. It is another to feel unseen by those you love. But this is not a punishment. It is part of the shift. Light creates contrast. When your vibration changes, it illuminates what others have been comfortable keeping in shadow. That light, though beautiful, can feel threatening to those not ready. You may find yourself being labeled as too sensitive, too deep, or even different. Conversations that once flowed easily may now feel shallow or misaligned. You may be accused of changing, and the truth is you have. The stranger with blue eyes didn't just awaken your soul. They rewrote your alignment. You stepped into divine awareness, and your eyes are no longer veiled. Archangel Michael warns, do not dull your light to preserve closeness. Doing so will only dim your purpose. You are not meant to shrink. You are meant to expand. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7781. This is a sacred test. Can you love without needing approval? Can you stay in alignment without demanding others understand your awakening? The answer must be yes, because your path is your own. You are not being arrogant. You are being obedient to your soul's truth. Some people cannot meet your new frequency because it would require them to confront what they've avoided for years. That is not your burden to carry. Pray for them. Bless them. But don't slow down your rise for their comfort. Archangel Michael says this clearly. You are not losing them. You are locating yourself. You've spent years molding, adapting, and minimizing your truth to be accepted. But now, you're being called into spiritual integrity. That means the version of you that once fit into their world can no longer survive in your new one. If they are meant to journey with you, they'll evolve. If not, they'll drift. Let it happen with grace. Let it happen without guilt. Growth always rearranges relationships. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 8996. Don't let loneliness trick you into regression. The enemy often uses the illusion of isolation to lure awakened souls back into their former identity. But what feels like loneliness now is actually sacred space. It's the emptying before the divine filling. Your new tribe, new allies, new spiritual family, they are already being positioned. But you must make room. Don't mourn the absence. Celebrate the clearing. Heaven always replaces what it removes, but it does so with precision and divine timing. Honor those who've walked with you. Just because someone cannot continue the journey doesn't mean their presence wasn't sacred in your previous chapter. Forgiveness and release are spiritual practices. Speak blessings over their life. Even if they reject your growth, you do not have to reject them. But you also don't have to stay small to be loved. If your spirit is stretching, trust it. Love from a distance if needed. But never apologize for becoming the person heaven always intended you to be. You will soon find yourself surrounded by those who understand without explanation. Souls who resonate with your energy. Spirits who have also passed through divine awakening. Conversations will feel effortless. Purpose will feel natural. Love will feel holy. You're not losing community. You're shifting into true alignment. Hold steady. Archangel Michael says you're always through the storm. And what's waiting on the other side is worth everything you've released. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 9654. When your soul enters divine alignment, the universe begins to speak more clearly, though not always in words. Archangel Michael says heaven speaks through the seen and unseen. The sacred is always signaling. You must learn to recognize it. Ever since your encounter with the blue-eyed stranger, the communication between realms has increased. What once seemed like coincidence is now confirmation. That stranger didn't just awaken you. They opened your spiritual senses. Now, you're being shown the way forward, but you must know how to interpret the signs. The first language of heaven is frequency. It shows up as repeating numbers: 1111, 222, 333, 444, 555. Each number holds vibration and meaning. If you're seeing these sequences more often, it's not your imagination. 111 means alignment. 222 means spiritual partnership. 333 signals divine presence. 444 is angelic protection. 555 want of major change. These numbers are not random. They are timestamps from the divine realm to your spirit, like blinking lights on a dark path, saying, you're on the right track. Keep walking. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8427. Symbols are the next level of spiritual language. Feathers in strange places, pennies or coins, butterflies hovering around you, flickering lights, sudden breezes with no wind. These are subtle nudges. They aren't just cute signs. They are echoes from your angelic guides letting you know they are near. After your blue-eyed activation, you've become more sensitive to these signals. You may notice animals behaving oddly around you, staring, following, calming in your presence. Pay attention. Creation responds to vibration. You're now carrying divine vibration, and nature recognizes it. Dreams will also begin shifting. You may be dreaming of flying, water, staircases, locked rooms, or even people with intense eyes. These dreams are not random. They're messages. Water symbolizes emotional release. Flying represents spiritual ascension. Staircases signify levels of growth. Locked rooms mean hidden gifts, and intense eyes and dreams are often angelic presences in disguise. Archangel Michael instructs, write them down. Don't discard what seems strange. The messages you receive at night are your soul's downloads while your ego sleeps. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 7530. Another form of confirmation is resonance. That sudden feeling in your chest when someone speaks a truth that lights you up. A deep knowing when you meet someone new and feel instantly connected. That divine discomfort when something doesn't feel right even if it looks good. That's your inner GPS, refined by spirit. The stranger with blue eyes awakened your ability to feel truth. And now, heaven is using people, conversations, and even silence to confirm your steps. Trust the resonance more than the logic. Energy never lies. Sometimes the confirmation will come through discomfort. When a door closes unexpectedly or when plans fall through, don't panic. That is divine redirection. Archangel Michael says clearly, the no you fear is often the yes your soul needs. Learn to thank the divine for protection disguised as disappointment. Your assignment is too important for you to be led by shallow opportunities. The signs that feel like delays may be interventions to prevent your spirit from wasting time. Confirmation sometimes looks like what didn't happen. You'll also start noticing sacred timing. Thinking of someone right before they call. Opening a book to the exact page you needed. Receiving a message that speaks to something only you were thinking about. These are not coincidences. They are threads woven by your angels to show you that heaven is paying attention. The more you acknowledge the signs, the more frequently they will come. The more you ignore them, the quieter they become. Stay sensitive. Stay awake. You're being guided with precision. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 9901. You are now entering a critical window, the sacred aftermath of awakening. Archangel Michael calls this the zone of consecration, where what you've received must be protected, practiced, and refined. The days ahead will not be ordinary. The spiritual codes released into you through the encounter with the blue-eyed stranger are still unfolding. Each hour, a new layer of your spiritual blueprint is being revealed. But with this unfolding comes responsibility. Heaven doesn't just give light, it watches how you carry it. The next 7 days are not just days, they are steps on sacred ground. You must walk in awareness now. Begin and end each day with intentional spiritual alignment. When you wake, speak aloud, I am sealed in divine light. I walk in divine instruction. This declares your atmosphere. It sends signals into the spirit realm that you are not available for chaos, confusion, or distraction. When you sleep, ask Archangel Michael to cover your mind, to shield your dreams, and to continue releasing instruction while your body rests. Do not sleep in spiritual silence. Let the angels work even while your eyes are closed. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8734. You may be wondering, will the blue-eyed stranger ever return? The answer is layered. In the physical realm, perhaps not. But in the spiritual, they have already woven themselves into your frequency. They were a messenger more than a person. If they do return in form, it will not be for closure. It will be for confirmation. Heaven does not repeat signs unless there's a new instruction. If that soul appears again, do not fall into emotional curiosity. Ask, what is the divine assignment in this return? If it's not tied to growth, it's not from above. Honor your light with action. Take one step this week that reflects your new alignment. It could be as small as cleaning your space to remove old energy, or as large is beginning a project you've long delayed. Movement is magnetism. When heaven sees motion, it responds with momentum. Don't just think about change. Demonstrate it. Speak differently. Respond from your soul, not your pain. Trust the new wisdom flowing through your intuition. This is the time to become the message, not just read it. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 9546. Also, protect your vibration. There will be spiritual interference, subtle attempts to drain your focus. Old temptations, past emotions, even strange confrontations may rise. These are tests disguised as distractions. When your destiny is near, the enemy increases noise. But Archangel Michael says, what you ignore speaks louder than what you confront. Choose your battles wisely. Not everything needs your reaction. Save your energy for what builds, not what drains. Respond only to what aligns with your spirit. Over the next 3 days, signs will increase. You may hear the same name twice. You may feel heat in your chest without explanation. You may wake up at 3:33 a.m. or find yourself seeing flashes of white light. These are validations, not hallucinations. The veil is still thin. What began that night with a stranger's eyes is still in motion. You are walking through divine residue, leftover grace that will complete its work if you stay open. Write what you feel. Say what you're afraid to say. Break silence with sacred boldness. Finally, create a sacred space, a chair, a corner, a room, a place you go to meet the divine each day. Even 5 minutes in that space will create anchoring in your soul. This is not religion. This is relationship. The more consistent you are, the louder the instructions will become. Archangel Michael says your life is becoming a portal. You are not just experiencing awakening. You are carrying it for others. The blue-eyed soul may have lit the fire, but now you are the flame. Type I am anointed to get the blessing 7888. You've made it to the final part of this sacred unfolding. You didn't just read a message, you traveled through a divine passageway. You accepted the call, followed the voice, and allowed your soul to awaken. That moment with the blue-eyed stranger was not random. It was the moment heaven whispered, "It's time." And now, Archangel Michael steps forward not with another instruction, but with a covenant, a vow from heaven to your spirit that will hold even when the noise of life returns. Here is what you must never forget. Your light is no longer hidden. Your path is no longer lost. Your destiny is no longer waiting. You are now in alignment. And because you answered, all of heaven is responding. The angels are repositioning the pieces of your life in real time. Resources are being directed toward you. People assigned to your next chapter are being stirred. Your name had been spoken in realms of glory, not for judgment, but for elevation. The doors that once rejected you will now recognize you. Not because you changed your outer self, but because your spirit has returned to its throne. Archangel Michael wants you to know this. You are not alone. You never were. What tried to break you, delay you, or confuse you has no power now. Because the light has returned to its rightful place, inside you. The fire you carry now cannot be put out by fear, by memory, or by the opinions of others. It is eternal. It is divine. It is yours. And it will guide you through valleys, over mountains, through storms, and into promise. What started with a stranger's glance will now ripple into generations of healing. There may be days ahead where you feel tired, unsure, or even forgetful of this moment. But this message will live inside you as a spiritual marker. When you feel weak, revisit it. When you feel lost, read it. And when you feel strong, teach it. Pass the fire on. Archangel Michael did not just come to protect you. He came to commission you. You are no longer waiting for miracles. You are one. If this word has spoken to your heart and sparked a new boldness within you, we invite you to sow a super thanks of $20. Your support helps us continue to share prophetic wisdom, encouragement, and strength with those walking the road from pain to promise. You can also stand with us by donating through PayPal. Just click the support here link in the video description. Every gift, big or small, makes a real difference and helps us reach more people with messages of hope and direction. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of divine encouragement, spirit-led insight, and timely truth crafted to move you forward in your journey. I am awakened to get the blessing 9110. The covenant is sealed. The light is anchored. You may rest tonight in full peace. Heaven is watching, and you are rising.